Okay. A very good day to all my students of class 11 science. Welcome to the ISC faculty, science faculty. Wish all of you the best of luck to begin your very first classes in chemistry in this manner through a video, my YouTube channel video. Okay. Now, I am Sanjay Verma, St. Augustine School, Kalimpong, assistant teacher chemistry. Now, I'll be taking a chemistry classes this year and next year. Now, my dear students, in this chapter, the chapter which you can see on the board, the heading of the chapter I have written down, redox reactions. This is the first chapter of inorganic chemistry. First chapter of inorganic chemistry, in which I'll be teaching you about the concept of oxidation, the concept of reduction in terms of oxygen, hydrogen, and in terms of electrons. Besides that, you'll be understanding what is oxidation number. Then there are two methods, very important two methods, balancing of chemical equations. Balancing of chemical equations will be explained. I will explain the balancing of chemical equations to all of you by two methods. The first method, it is called oxidation number method. The second method is called ion electron method. And then that will come to the end of the chapter. So these are the important things I will discuss to all of you. But it is very important, in this video I will be giving few examples for the balancing of equations by oxidation number method, one example, the ion electron method, one example, okay, and how to calculate the oxidation numbers in compounds, in ions, etc., etc. Now let me begin this chapter. Okay. Now, oxidation in class 8, class 9, you must have learned, you must have come across, or maybe in class 10, you must have come across the word oxidation. You must have come across the word reduction as well. Reduction. Now, first let me just go back, flashback to the meanings, to your understanding of oxidation and reduction. What is oxidation? What is reduction? So oxidation, the word oxygen, O-X-I. Oxidation is a word derived from oxygen. So oxidation means, it means gain of oxygen. Oxygen. This is what you have learned in your lower classes. That is the first concept of oxidation. Contrary, at the same time over here, correspondingly, reduction. Reduction means what? Just the opposite of this. It is loss. Loss of oxygen. Loss of oxygen. So, this is the first thing you must understand and put it in your mind. Oxidation means gain of oxygen. Reduction means loss of oxygen. Now the next thing. If in oxidation there is gain of oxygen, then there must be something else more. There must be loss of hydrogen. Loss of hydrogen. So loss of hydrogen is also oxidation. Gain of oxygen and loss of hydrogen is oxidation. Okay. Now the next one is reduction. As for reduction, you must have learned in your lower classes till class 10. Loss of oxygen is reduction. So if I write over here gain of hydrogen is also reduction. So look at this very carefully and try to understand them and put them in your mind properly. Oxidation, gain of oxygen, loss of hydrogen. This is not new to all of you. You have already learned this in your lower classes. I am very sure in class 8. At the same time, when I talk about reduction, reduction means loss of oxygen. If there is loss of oxygen, it is reduction. Otherwise, if there is gain of hydrogen, that is also reduction. So, this is a concept about oxidation and reduction in terms of oxygen and hydrogen. Now, my dear students, it is very, very important to understand one more concept which is called electronic concept. According to the electronic concept, which will be dealing more and more in these higher classes, classes 11 and classes 11 and 12, the electronic concept. Now according to the electronic concept, please keep in mind, oxidation means, it means loss of electrons. It means loss of electrons. Oxidation according to the electronic concept means loss of electrons, and reduction according to the electronic concept, it means gain of electrons. It means gain of electrons. Now, this is what you must understand. Now, when you are in class 10, ICC class 10, in the periodic table chapter, periodic properties chapter, in the chemical bonding chapter, you must have come across metallic elements losing electrons. For example, if I talk about sodium metal, its atomic number is 11. Let's talk about aluminum metal, atomic number is 13. So sodium metal, its atomic number is 11, its electronic configuration becomes 2, 8 and 1. Aluminum, atomic number is 13, its electronic configuration is 2, 8 and 3. Now, if you look at their valence shell, the valence shell of sodium metal has 1 electron. The valence shell of aluminum metal has 3 electrons. Now, elements which have either 1 or 2 or 3 electrons in their valence shell are said to be metallic in nature. So here, sodium and aluminum, they have, since they have 1 and 3 electrons in their valence shell, they are metallic in nature. So metals have a tendency to lose electrons. That is why sodium atom, an atom of sodium can give away one electron, and it can become sodium cation, Na plus sodium ion. So here you can see there is loss of one electron. So loss of one electron or loss of electron, it is oxidation. It is oxidation. Now come down to aluminium. Aluminium has 3 electrons in its valence shell. It is capable of losing 3 electrons. So after the loss of these 3 electrons from the valence shell of aluminium, this aluminium metal becomes Al plus 3. 3 electrons lost means plus 3. 1 electron lost means plus 1. So here also it is oxidation. So here also aluminum metal is losing 3 electrons to get oxidized to the cation, corresponding cation. Okay. Now let us take 2 more examples. By taking non-metals. Now the first non-metal I would like to take is chlorine, Cl, chlorine atom. It is a non-metal. Let us verify that. Its atomic number is 17. Its electronic configuration is 2, 8 and 7. Look at that. Chlorine metal, chlorine non-metal, this element chlorine, it has 7 electrons in its valence shell. Now, you must have learned in classes 9, 10, classes 8 also, elements which have either 4, 5, 6 and 7 electrons in their valence shell, they are supposed to be non-metallic in nature. And non-metals, they have a tendency to accept electrons. So that is why this chlorine, which is a non-metal, having 7 electrons in its valence shell, it is short of 1 electron to be an octet. That is why this chlorine atom will gain 1 electron. It will gain 1 electron to become chloride ion, Cl minus 1. It is gaining 1 electron, that is why Cl minus 1 after the gain of 1 electron inside. Now here, since there is gain of electrons, this is reduction. It is getting reduced. One more example I would like to give you. Let me take, for example, sulfur. Sulfur atomic number is 16. So if I write the electronic configuration, it becomes 2, 8 and 6. If I look at the valence shell of sulfur, it has 6 electrons over there and it is short by 2 electrons. It is a non-metal. I have told you already, non-metals have 4, 5, 6, 7 electrons in their valence shell. Sulfur is a non-metal. Now, to become stable, to become octet, this atom of sulfur will gain will take in 2 electrons and it becomes sulfide ion, S minus 2. 2 electrons, that's why over here 2, and it has taken electrons which carry negative charge, that is why we put a minus sign. Now, here there is gain of electron, that is why this is also an example of reduction. It is also an example of reduction. Now, watch very carefully. Over here, metals, they lose electrons and become oxidized. Non-metals, they gain electrons and they get reduced. Metals, since they give electrons, they lose electrons. Metals are reducing agents. Metals are what? They are reducing agents. They lose electrons. This electron goes somewhere and reduces something. That is why metals are reducing agents. Whereas non-metals, they take electrons from somebody. That is why non-metals are oxidizing agents. So we must remember here also this thing. Metals are reducing agents. And over here non-metals are oxidizing agents. So this is the very first concept to be kept in mind, to be understood, to proceed further in this chapter. I revise this very quickly again. In this chapter, redox reaction, the first thing you must understand, keep in mind, is oxidation reduction. Oxidation is gain of oxygen or loss of hydrogen or loss of electrons. Reduction is loss of oxygen or gain of hydrogen or gain of electrons. Then this loss of electrons and gain of electron is according to the electronic concept. To explain this nicely, I have taken 2 examples of metals and 2 examples of non-metals to prove that and to show that metals are reducing agents, non-metals are oxidizing agents. Metals, they can lose electrons. Metals can lose electrons. That is why they get oxidized themselves, but they are reducing agents. Non-metals, they accept electrons, they gain electrons. That is why they themselves become reduced, but they are oxidizing agents. Okay, now I will teach you the next concept, which is called concept of oxidation number. Okay, now the next thing I want to explain you is something from which you will understand the concept of oxidation number. Look at this reaction. I have written down the chemical formula of sodium chloride. I have written down the chemical formula of silver nitrate solution. Okay, now sodium chloride, NaCl. What is the valency of sodium metal? The valency of sodium metal is +1. If you try to recall from class 10 concept, chapter periodic properties, sodium valency +1, chlorine valency -1, silver valency +1, and here there is a radical NO3 which is called nitrate. Its valency is -1. Okay, now these valencies which are written above the symbol of the various elements or radicals, this come under the concept of oxidation numbers. You can also call them to be oxidation numbers. The oxidation number of sodium +1, chlorine is -1, silver is +1, nitrate as a radical it is -1. But we can enter inside the nitrate NO3 -1 and find out the oxidation number of each of these elements, nitrogen and oxygen present in nitrate. The overall oxidation number of NO3 is -1. So, you must have learned in your lower classes double decomposition reaction, where This is an example of precipitation reaction. In a double decomposition precipitation reaction, the ions, they interchange among themselves. So the compound which is formed, the products formed over here is NaNO3 plus we get a curdy white precipitate of AgCl, silver fluoride. Na is plus 1, NO3 is minus 1, Ag is plus 1, Cl is minus 1. Now, here the charges which are written above the symbols or the radicals, these are oxidation number of the corresponding elements or the ions or the radicals. Okay? Now let me take few more examples. Let me take out this nitrate NO3 minus 1. Okay? This is what? This is nitrate ion. It is called nitrate ion. This ion is called nitrate ion. I think you have got it now. It is called nitrate ion. For this nitrate ion, the overall charge carried by the nitrate ion is minus 1. Which means the overall oxidation number of nitrate is minus 1 now. Now this minus 1, it is called oxidation number in this chapter. So, if I write down a question over here, if I write down a question asking you all calculate the oxidation number of nitrogen in nitrate ion. If this is the question which I put in front of you. So how it is to be done, I will teach you. The question says calculate the oxidation or number of nitrogen, this element nitrogen. Calculate. And we know the overall charge of this nitrate ion is minus 1. The overall oxidation of this nitrate is minus 1. So I will solve in this manner. Let the oxidation number ON, I will not write the entire word, I will write capital O dot capital N. Let the oxidation number of nitrogen be X mathematically. Now look at the formula. Nitrogen 1 atom, so I write down X plus X, 1 atom of nitrogen, so I write down X into 1, X plus how many atoms of oxygen? There are 3. So I'll write down 3. Within brackets, I'll write down, we know the oxidation number of oxygen, the valency of oxygen is minus 2. So we write down within brackets minus 2. Close the bracket. Are you getting this? The valency of oxygen is minus 2. So that becomes the oxidation number of oxygen. So X plus this 3 into minus 2 is equal to the overall charge is minus 1. So I write down outside over here minus 1. Minus 1. Am I clear? So now I will simplify this. We will simplify this. X minus 6 is equal to minus 1. X is equal to minus 1 plus this 6 comes this side. It becomes plus 6. So I am getting plus 5. So the value, the oxidation number, it is coming to plus 5. So I must write the answer in this way. Therefore, the oxidation number of nitrogen is plus 5. Okay? So this is the first example which I have explained you just now. Okay, now we will do some practice of the calculation of the oxidation number in molecules, neutral molecules. So you can write down this question. Calculate the oxidation number of the underlined element in the following molecules. This is the question. Okay. Now, sub part 1. The first one is sulfuric acid. Write down sulfuric acid, H2SO4, and in sulfuric acid the underlined element is sulfur. So it is a molecule. Sulfuric acid is a molecule, and please keep in mind, for molecules the overall oxidation number is 0. It is 0 because it is not carrying any overall charge. Now, how to do this sum? Again, like the previous method I have taught you, let the oxidation number of sulfur be X. Let it be X. Now, sulfuric acid, it is made up of 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 sulfur atom and 4 oxygen atoms. So, hydrogen, there are 2 hydrogen atoms. 2. Open the bracket. The oxidation number of hydrogen is +1. The valence is +1. So I write +1. Then plus sulfur, it is X. 1 atom only, so X. Plus oxygen, there are 4 atoms, so I write down 4. And then the oxidation number of oxygen is -2. Now the overall charge is 0. For molecules, the overall oxidation number is 0. So I am going to write down is equal to 0. Now I can simplify this. 2 plus X minus 8 is equal to 0. Or I can write down X is equal to 2 minus 8 minus 6. That's right, it becomes +6. Therefore, the oxidation number of sulfur atom in H2SO4 is +6. This is how we are supposed to write the answer. This is the first example which I have shown you. The next example is by taking KMnO4, potassium permanganate, and in this potassium permanganate the underlined element is manganese. So my question over here becomes, calculate the oxidation number of the underlined element. Here it is manganese. So here we are supposed to calculate the oxidation number of manganese in potassium permanganate. So like the previous one, okay, now we are going to jump this step. Okay, so we can write down K. For K, potassium oxidation number is +1. So I will write down +1 plus manganese, let it be X, plus 4 into, this is oxygen, oxidation number is -2 and overall charge is 0. That is it. So I will get over here 1 plus X minus 8 is equal to 0. So this comes to X is equal to 1 minus 8 is -7. So this side I will get +7. So we can write down the answer. Therefore, the oxidation number of manganese in KMnO4 is +7. This is how we must write the answer. This is the second example to calculate the oxidation number of the underlying element. One more I will show you, number 3, that is to calculate the oxidation number of chromium in potassium dichromate. Number 3. The third one, potassium dichromate, K2Cr2O7. Here the underlined element is chromium. This is the formula of potassium dichromate. I hope you all remember. You must have come across this potassium dichromate in the chemistry practical lab, or you must have come across this potassium dichromate in a chemical equation in which this potassium dichromate, as an oxidizing agent, it is made to react with CongHCl to oxidize CongHCl to chlorine gas. So here, now again have a look, potassium 2 atoms, so we can write 2 plus 1 plus chromium 2 atoms, so I write down 2x plus 7 oxygen atoms into minus 2, that is equal to 0. So we have now 2 plus 2x minus 14 is equal to 0. Now this if I simplify, it becomes minus 14 plus 2 is how much? Minus 12. Minus 12 to take that side, it becomes plus 12. Plus 12 divided by 2 becomes plus 6. Plus 6. So here, therefore, the oxidation number of chromium in potassium dichromate is plus 6. This is what you must write to complete the answer. So I have done and shown you 3 examples for the calculation of oxidation number from neutral molecules. The remaining you will practice it or try it yourself. I am writing down the question for you all. Please copy it down and solve them nicely and get the correct answer. The fourth one is nitric acid. From nitric acid, I am underlining nitrogen. Calculate the oxidation number of nitrogen in nitric acid. That is fourth one. Number 5. Number 5 is sodium trisodium phosphate, Na3PO4. Here I am underlining phosphorus. The next one, number 6. Number 6 is sodium Na2S2O3, sodium thiosulfate. Na2S2O3, sodium thiosulfate. In sodium thiosulfate, the underlined element is sulfur. So, number 4, number 5, number 6, and one more I will give you, number 7, which you will practice this and try to get the correct answer. The next one is CHCl3. CHCl3, and here the underlined element is carbon. So, nitric acid, the oxidation number of nitrogen is to be calculated. In trisodium phosphate, the oxidation number of phosphorus is to be calculated. In sodium thiosulfate, the oxidation number of sulfur is to be calculated. In chloroform, CHCl3 is nothing but it is chloroform. The oxidation number of carbon is to be calculated. I can give you the answers for this. The answer for number 4 is plus 5. The answer for number 5 is again plus 5. Again you should get the correct answer as plus 5 here also, plus 5 here also. Answer for number 6, you should get plus 2, and answer for number 7, you should get plus 2 again, plus 2. So, please do these 4 problems yourself and get the correct answer. Now my dear students, the next thing which I would like to do is, and explain you is, calculate the oxidation number of the underlying element in the ions. Calculate the oxidation number of the underlying element in not molecules, in ions, in radicals, you can say. In the following, I am doing the change over here, in the following ions. Remember, it is not molecules, it is ions, I-O-N-S. And you know that ions carry what? They carry charge, either positive charge or negative charge. The first one is phosphate. PO4 minus 3, the underlined element is phosphorus. So calculate the oxidation number of phosphorus in phosphate. Again, here you can let it be X plus 4, this 4 into minus 2, oxygen, the oxidation number is minus 2. Now some of you must be wondering very, very badly, from where did the oxidation number of oxygen come? Oxidation number is nothing but it is valency, which you have learned in class 8 and 9. In the valency table chart which you have learned in chemistry. I can still remember that, and I am very sure if you don't remember, then it is time to turn back your class 8 and class 9 and class 10 textbooks to give a very good revision and learn again the valencies from the valency chart, which are called oxidation number in this class 11. So X plus 4, this 4 into minus 2 is equal to overall charge is minus 3. So I write down over here minus 3. So this becomes X minus 8 is equal to minus 3. So this becomes x is equal to minus 3 plus 8, that comes to plus 5. So here, therefore, the oxidation number of phosphorus in this ion PO4 minus 3 ion is plus 5. This is how you are supposed to write down the answer. So I have taught you altogether 2 examples to calculate the oxidation number of the underlying elements in ions. One was from nitrate and the other one is by using phosphate. The other examples which I will give you, you try to calculate the oxidation number yourself. That is for your homework. Number 2. The second one is S2O3 minus 2. Underlying element is sulfur. The next one is subpart 3. It is ClO minus 1 ion. The underlying element is Cl. The answer for this I am giving you. It is pre-calculated by me already. The answer for the second one is plus 2. It is plus 2. The answer for the third one is plus 1. Plus 1. Okay. Now, my dear students, I want to give you some more practice, some more examples, some more molecules and ions so that you can practice and make yourself perfect in the calculation of these things. Now, copy them down as well. Again, calculate the oxidation number of the underlying elements in the following only. When I say in the following, it can be molecules, it can be ions as well. So, the number 1, the first one I am writing over here. The first one is K4FeCN6. First one. The underlying element is iron. Second one, FeH2O6Cl3. Underlying element is iron. The third one is KAgCN2. The underlying element is silver. Fourth one CONH3 6, and over here overall charge I am giving, it is an ion 3 plus or plus 3. Okay, now my dear students, these are the 4 examples which you will do, but I am not giving you the answer. You can solve this and then post your answers on the WhatsApp group which I have created and invited you all to join, and solve this and post it over there. Now, with practice, as time goes by, you will be able to calculate the oxidation number of such things mentally without even doing the calculation. Okay. As you go on and on, you go further, you will be able to calculate the oxidation numbers yourself without any, without writing it. Just mentally you can do it. For example, look at this. Hydrogen plus 3, phosphorus, let it be X. So we are told to calculate the oxidation number of phosphorus. So it is plus 3 over here. And this is 4 to the 8, minus 8. Minus 8 plus 3 gives us how much? Minus 5. Go that side, it becomes plus 5. Plus 5. So it is possible to calculate the oxidation number of the underlying element mentally also. But in the beginning you need to write and solve them. But as time goes by, with perfection, with a lot of practice, you should be able to find out and calculate the oxidation number of given elements in molecules or ions mentally, which will help you in learning the next concept, in learning the next method for the balancing of chemical equations or the balancing of ionic equations by the methods which I have told you earlier. That is by oxidation number method and the ion electron method. So, I stop over here for today. In my next video, I will definitely teach you, and very nicely, properly, I will take one full period to teach you how to balance chemical equations by the oxidation number method. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.